Welcome all. Thank you for joining us to know more about a career in cybersecurity. How to become a cyber defender. The agenda behind this cyber talk is to explore the different job roles available within the cyber domain and how to move forward in the career path. So before we start this discussion, it is important to know who am I. I'm a cybersecurity and risk management professional with 19 plus years experience, cutting across the different industry sector like automobile, ITES, financial, infrastructure, and working on the different domain of information security and risk management, which include enterprise security and risk governance, portfolio management, strategic alignment of technology with the business and regulatory requirement, cyber defense program management, security operations, security architecture, privacy program management, third-party risk management, shadow IT governance, connected vehicle risk management, training, and network security. Also, risk-based audit lifecycle management. Currently, I'm focused on working for improving the quality of cybersecurity and enterprise risk governance professional with the focus to make India a cyber-safe and data-safe country. I'm also mentoring the people and encouraging the people, especially women, to get inside the cyber domain. I'm also part of various advisory board and jury member of various award committees. Whenever I get time, I would like to give care to my four-legged furry friends, also spend some time to do some choreography. So that is what I am as a person. Let's look at that. Why we talk about the cyber and as a career opportunity. Cyber security is a huge opportunity, or we can say an ocean of opportunity when it is coming to the career. Why? If we look at that Global Risks Report 2020, we can see that cyber attack and data fraud and theft emerge as a top 5 risks, not in 2020 only, recurring 5 times. Cybercrime is one of the biggest challenges that humanity will face in next 2 decades. Projected cybercrime damage is 6 trillion by 2021. That is the next year itself. We observe 360% growth in open cybersecurity position from 2013 to 2021. 3.5 million opportunities in cybersecurity field by 2021, which include 2 million at APAC itself, 0.4 million in Europe, 2.3 million in US, and 1 million in India itself. So we can simply say that it's an ocean of opportunity. Now, before we get inside more how to become a cyber defender, we need to understand the cyber threat landscape. When it's coming to the enterprise cybersecurity landscape, it's continuously evolving as a very complex threat landscape and include everything each component we are interacting day in and day out in our normal life, in our day-to-day business, to perform different activities within the business, outside the business, and that actually making cyber as a major domain where lots of opportunities are available. Cyber is continuously evolving as a domain of opportunity, full of opportunity. Cyber already has emerged as a sector agnostic function, irrespective of what kind of business you are in. Cyber is critical factor for the success of that particular business, because most of the business are in digital mode today. And with this digitization, continuous digitization, cyber threat is continuously increasing. And that is actually opening lots of opportunity for the professional. Now, there is a noise that cyber is a male-dominated field and it's a suitable field for male. Is that correct? No. Cyber is not a male-dominated field because technology doesn't differentiate on basis of gender. Cyber is not an exception. So everybody is having the equal opportunity. Actually, the more inclusion going to push the analytical capability of cyber, because different gender is going to bring the different perspective. The way different we think that is going to actually enrich the analytical capability of the domain. So what is actually going to make the difference when we are going to take cyber as a career? The skill is very, very important thing in cyber. Then focus. Obviously, you need to be very highly focused, and smart working capability is a major requirement of this domain. Dynamic, because this entire domain is very dynamic by nature. Speed is everything here, and proactiveness. Presentability is another area. So what we are doing, how we are representing that management, that to the stakeholder, that make the difference, huge difference. Trustability. Are we capable to act as a trusted advisor for the organization? Influential. Are we able to influence? Collaboration is the key to success in cyber. If we do everything also, most important quality in cyber is ownership. But the major differentiating factor is decision-making capability. Are you able to take the correct decision in right time? That makes the difference. So let's have a look at information security and risk organization vertical, because when we are talking about the cyber is one of the vertical of information security and risk domain of an enterprise. So what are the major area in this vertical? Is strategy, risk governance, performance monitoring. It is very, very important. How we are monitoring the performance and reporting it back. Policy governance. Are we having the proper set of policy which is actually addressing the business need of the organization? How we are managing the change effectively. If there is an exception which is required to conduct the business, do we have that process in place? How we are handling the threat of shadow IT, how we are governing that, that is very important. These are majorly falling under the bucket, that is risk office or technology risk office. Then let's come to the cyber COE, that is Cyber Center of Excellence. What generally we include is data protection, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, threat modeling, control assurance, compliance management, project risk management, awareness and training. When we are talking about the awareness and training, there are different ways to roll out that. Generic one, role-based one, using the different media, third-party risk management, and third-party information risk management is very, very critical component or a critical success factor for cybersecurity. Business continuity management and R&D. Now coming to cybersecurity engineering part. Security architecture, system security, endpoint security, cloud security, cyber resilience, DevSecOps, that is the part of application security, cyber resilience, encryption are the component under this bucket. Now let's focus to the cybersecurity operation, because the area where we are going to focus today is highly associated with cybersecurity operations. Network security, incident management, threat hunting, access management, certification management, license management, all are part of cybersecurity operations. So when we are talking about the cybersecurity, it is important to understand what is under the cybersecurity portfolio. This model actually representing this cybersecurity portfolio within our enterprise portfolio. So the first thing is, what drives cybersecurity? It is very important to understand that business requirement is actually driving cybersecurity. Organization culture and commitment of the top management towards the cybersecurity. How risks or threats are managed, how incidents are managed, customer concern, mandates, obligation and liabilities. Also, the different regulatory requirement driving the cybersecurity or major force of driving the cybersecurity within the organization. So if these forces are driving the security, then what actually facilitating the security? That is strategy, policy, standard, best practices, framework, procedure, guideline, process, administrative rule, organizational and relationship is something which is actually facilitated the cybersecurity within the organization. Who are this? What's at stake if we are not able to conduct these activities? My reputation is on stake. Trust, value, opportunity, cost, ideas and innovation, customer rights. So lots of cases There is a noise that cybersecurity actually a hurdle for innovation or hurdle for generating the new ideas. Actually, that is not true. We need to have a cybersecurity which actually going to boost the innovation and ideas. But we should not forget that we are in a digital world, and we need to ensure that our innovation is not in turn enforcing risks on the organization or the social platform or the regular life. So it should be aligned with the cybersecurity requirement. Then what aids the security? It is technology, services, intelligence assessment, aggregate mechanisms, skill and expertise, information sharing and collaboration. Tools, services are very important part, but most important part in cyber is skill, expertise, and collaboration, followed by information sharing in time. Above this, the governance is very important, because that is actually help us to conduct the right thing at right time. Now coming to the cyber defender as a career opportunity, this particular step actually demonstrating the generic structure within the cybersecurity or information security organization. So generally, it starts with a trainee or intern. Generally, this period is 6 months. Anybody coming from the engineering background, irrespective of stream, or BSc, or any other stream, can join as a trainee or intern based on the specific requirement of the organization. Generally, training period is 6 months. That is the exclusively focused training period, followed by the on-the-job training next 1 year. People who are graduate, they are getting inside the level 1 analyst. Now, people who are having little experience and then they might have took a break and completed their masters, like could be masters in information security, cyber security, or information technology, cyber risks, this domain, they can directly join as senior analyst. And for them also the training period would be the 6 months, and then they will be much more proficient to handle the things. After that, there is a level 3, threat hunter. Why we are mentioning the threat hunter? Because we are focusing today on the cyber defender as a career opportunity. But level 3 within a SOC can be any other position also. Then again, level 3, SOC lead is also a level 3 position in most of the organization with additional responsibilities. After that, we can look at the SOC manager position, then senior manager SOC operation, director SOC service delivery, head of SOC. Generally, head of SOC rolling back to Chief Information Security Officer or Head of Information Security or Enterprise Security and Risk Management. So the next career move for a SOC head would be the Chief Information Security Officer. That is in the generic information security domain. Let's have a look what kind of skill we need to have. Or before that, let's have a look at what are the prospects available within the SOC or outside the SOC. SOC admin. SOC admin are specifically focused on platform integration, SIEM installation, orchestration, day-to-day administration of SIEM, and different tools used within the SOC. They are also responsible for the onboarding of the new project and supporting the different activities within the SOC for the other roles and Threat monitoring is another role within the SOC and a very, very critical role. Now, coming to the SOC admin, generally, the SOC admin position are level 2, level 3 position, followed by managerial position, if that is a huge size of SOC and SOC is extended as a service or it's a shared service kind of thing. Threat monitoring, generally it's a level 1, level 2 activity. Threat hunting is a very, very specialized activity and you need lots of specialization. Generally, level 3 activity. Threat intel is another level 3 activity. These are the core SOC team sitting within a SOC. Now coming to the incident handling team. So it depends, where is the incident? The incident which is identified by the SOC, logged as an incident, who is going to plug that incident or mitigate the risks? It could be anybody within the IT team or information security team or any other team, or maybe possibly within the SOC team also. Now, above that, there is a SOC governance and assurance profile within the SOC, which is very critical, and lots of cases we feel that this is a very non-technical role, but if we assume that it's a non-technical role and end up absorbing a non-technical person, it could be in turn a threat for the SOC itself. The reason is this profile actually responsible for the overall governance and assurance of the SOC. So generally level 3 people, if they want to move further in the career or shift their career to some, want to step in some other role, then this is a very interesting role because they would be capable to understand each and every activity going on inside a SOC, which actually giving them or putting them in a position very nicely, which in turn help them to succeed in this role, as well as that also boosting the overall security portfolio. Now, there are certain roles within the SOC which we have understood. Now, what are the activities they are responsible for? So this role map actually depicting the activities within the SOC performed by different role, like level 1 analyst, level 2, level 3, threat hunter, forensic analyst, SOC operation engineer, or SOC lead, or SOC manager. Now, what is SOC for? What is the role of forensics analyst within a SOC. Generally, forensic team is a separate independent team conducting the investigation after incident, or a reverse engineering team. But since this activity supported by the SOC team, it is highly required that the people within the SOC team build the capability to assist them effectively. Also, some cases, even we can see that this role sitting within the core SOC team. Some cases, even the VAPT role sitting inside the SOC team, because some cases we also observe that security operation is actually indicating the SOC operation. So that's the reason some of this role, like forensic analyst, VAPT, application security, sitting inside the SOC. But in ideal cases, this position sitting outside the SOC, because they have the independent vertical. But they are very much part of the security operation. We should not mix the security operation with SOC operation. Security operation is having a bigger width and breadth, where SOC operation is one of the activity within the security operation. Now let's have a look what kind of skill we need to have to get inside this role. To join as a trainee or intern, one should have very strong knowledge in networking and TCP/IP, step. Different networking and security product knowledge is a very big value add for this role. Knowledge of server and different OS, cloud and virtualization technique, strong understanding of different level of security control, threat and vulnerability related knowledge. Clear understanding of cyber kill chain is very important. And if you know some scripting language like Python, will be a value add to step inside this field. First 6 months for an intern and trainee, focus is understanding the SOC related processes, procedure, use cases, playbook, and get used to the tool, get used to with the activities, and also learn how to do the monitoring and reporting. Then they will step into the level 1, where a person should have a clear understanding of threat landscape, vulnerability management, risk management and mitigation, and a very, very clear understanding of the processes, procedure, use cases, and playbook. Capability to handle tools with good level of proficiency, administrate the same proficiently. Threat monitoring, analysis, and reporting is very important in this phase. Also, it would be a value add if you have a knowledge of different framework industry practices related to the cybersecurity. Understanding of operational standard and framework is very important. Now, we are going to discuss each of this role, what kind of skill one should have, what kind of skill one should have to step inside this role and move forward. So, while we are going to discuss all this role, it is like, top up the skill. So if as a training, we are expecting a set of skill, level 1, actually top up to that skill. Position, that is the SOC lead, same way manager and senior manager is having skill set which are very similar, but their expertise, the additional focus in different area actually help them to move to the senior manager position with a value-added knowledge. So what are the basic requirement for this particular area? SOC operation and SOC delivery is very important, because SOC manager or senior manager is a service delivery manager for the SOC. Change management, how to represent the cybersecurity and SOC related thing in the change management board is very important for the success of this position. Process and playbook maturity and document lifecycle maintenance. So there are a set of policies, procedure, guidelines within the SOC. They need to time to time look at the effectiveness of this procedure and continuously improve that. Project onboarding is one of the major responsibility. KPI driven control efficiency, sustenance, manpower estimation and collaboration. This role is responsible for identifying the different position and roles within the SOC, estimate the manpower, and calibrate it continuously. Support the security audit by effective coordination, by providing the evidences in time. Expert in security architecture, SIEM orchestration and administration. Defining the role-based training plan for the SOC people. Listening with the client and the major stakeholder. Executive reporting dashboard creation and maintenance, and reporting in time is a very critical factor for this particular position. Now, next is director, VP, or SOC head. They are responsible for the SOC governance and compliance, security operations strategy, expert in security architecture, analytical mindset, and is very, very important for this position. Also, person needs to be a self-initiated. Used to work with a metrics-driven organization, that is a KPI-driven performance matrix, followed by sustenance. Resource utilization and performance management is the key requirement. Delivery level maturity, contribute towards the cyber resilience, talent management, training, stakeholder management, third parties and vendor management, audit and support. So if we are looking at this role, this is the ultimate role within the SOC, and the further career for the SOC head is the technology head of technology risks, or CISO. So with this, I'm closing this session. Thank you. Over to the moderator.